Isha stepped onto her university in Houston, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and anxiety. It was her first day, and everything felt overwhelming. The massive campus, the buzz of students rushing past, and the unfamiliar environment of a co-ed institution. From the very beginning, doubts plagued her. She kept asking herself if she had made the right decision. Would she lose touch with her faith here? Should she have chosen a smaller, all-girls college instead? These questions followed her everywhere, making it hard to focus on her new life. In her classes, Isha struggled to find her footing. Group projects, in particular, made her uneasy. Her male classmates were friendly and often joked around casually, but Isha didn't know how to respond. She wanted to be polite without crossing any boundaries, and the tension left her feeling drained. One afternoon, after a long lecture, some classmates invited her to grab coffee. Isha hesitated as she didn't want to seem rude, but deep inside, something felt off. Politely declining, she walked away, her thoughts spiraling. Am I being too rigid? She wondered. Or am I compromising my values by being here? That night, as she scrolled aimlessly through social media, she came across a post that caught her attention. It read, "Do not follow the whispers of Shaitan. Indeed, he is your clear enemy." The words lingered in her mind, making her wonder if she was letting herself be led astray. Feeling a tug in her heart, she pulled out her prayer mat for the first time in weeks. As her forehead touched the ground, she whispered, "Ya Allah, I feel lost. Please guide me." The next day, during a campus event, Isha met Amal, a senior who seemed effortlessly confident and grounded in her faith. Amal's warmth and friendliness stood out, and Isha was struck by how gracefully Amal managed to maintain her principles in the same environment. "How do you manage it?" Isha asked her after the event. Amal smiled knowingly. "It's not easy," she said, "but I remind myself of the prophets' words. Whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect. If you rely on Allah, He will guide you. It's all about balance. You can be kind and professional without compromising your values." Isha felt encouraged by Amal's words. Maybe it was possible to stay true to her faith without completely isolating herself. Inspired, she started making small changes. She began setting clear boundaries during group projects, ensuring her interactions with male classmates stayed professional and respectful. Though awkward at first, she noticed people respected her more for standing firm in her values. She also rediscovered the solace of prayer. During lunch breaks, she would visit the campus prayer room to reflect and reconnect with Allah. One afternoon, while reading the Quran, she came across the verse, "Indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater." The words resonated deeply with her. Prayer, she realized, wasn't just an obligation. It was her anchor amidst the chaos of university life. Despite her progress, Isha still faced challenges. Invitations to parties and casual hangouts often left her feeling excluded, and she couldn't help but wonder if she was missing out. But she reminded herself of a hadith: whoever gives up something for the sake of Allah, Allah will replace it with something better. Soon Allah proved that promise true. Isha found a small group of like-minded friends who share her values. Together, they attended Islamic lectures, studied for exams, and supported each other in staying on the right path. Months passed, and Isha began to notice a shift within herself. She felt more confident in her identity as a Muslim. The doubts and self-criticism that had weighed her down started to fade. One afternoon, a classmate approached her after a particularly challenging lecture. "Isha, you always seem so composed," they said. "How do you manage everything without getting stressed?" Isha smiled, feeling a sense of gratitude. "Honestly, I've learned to rely on Allah," she said. "Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I remind myself that He's in control. I just try my best." Looking back, Isha realized her journey was far from perfect. There were still days when she stumbled or felt disconnected. But she understood now that growth wasn't about being perfect. It was about striving to be better each day. Her favorite verse, which had become a source of strength, often played in her mind. "And whoever puts their trust in Allah, then He is sufficient for them." It reminded her that no matter how hard life got, she was never alone. Isha's purpose, she realized, wasn't about fitting into a specific mold or meeting anyone's expectations. It was about striving to please Allah and growing closer to Him, one step at a time. And with that realization, she felt at peace.